I'd like to create a music player with multiple buttons to turn on different pieces of music. Here's how I go about doing that. First, I'm going to create a button to toggle on and off one bit of music, and then I'm going to expand the script from there. To start off with, I'm going to come into my hierarchy, and I'm going to right click, go create cube. Then I'm going to come over to the inspector and scale it down to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. Then I'm going to fly around in my scene and go Control Shift F to place it where I am, and then I'm just going to reset its rotation. Then, as this is a button and I don't want people colliding with it, I'm going to come down to the box collider and select is trigger to equal true. Next, I'm going to come down and go add component, audio source, and I'm going to pick the VRChat one. Now it's time to change some of these settings. I'm going to come down to my VRChat audio source, and I'm going to hit this little drop down menu and disable enable spatialization. This will make the audio play in our ears instead of sounding like an object in the world. Then on the Unity audio source, I'm going to come up and enable looping and disable play on awake. And finally, I'm going to grab my audioClip and plug that into the audioClip slot. Now, as music can be kind of scary on YouTube, today's music of choice is just a recording of a really annoying tiny computer fan. Now that we have the music sorted, we want to give this button some logic. We want to come down and go add component, udonBehaviour. Now we want to create the script to go inside this component, so we want to come down to the project window, go create VRChat Udon graph program asset. And I'm going to name it music toggle. And then we want to come up and open up the Udon graph. Now that we're in the Udon graph, we want to come over to our variables tab, we want to hit this little plus button and create an audio source. We're going to call this target audio source, and then I'm going to hit this little drop down menu and make it public so we're able to select it inside the inspector. Now we want to come into the graph, we want to right click and go create node, the shortcut for this is spacebar, and then we want to type in audio source play. Now we want to say what audio source we want to play, so we want to grab our target audio source and drag that into the graph, and then we want to connect that into the instant slot. So now whenever this node is called, it will tell this audio source to start playing. And now we want to create another node to make it stop. We want to go create node audio source stop and set it up the same way. And now we have a node to make it play and a node to make it stop. We want to create a branch node, and we want to plug the true into the play and the false into the stop. So now whether or not this bool is true or false will determine whether or not we play or pause the audio source. So now we need to tell it whether or not we want to play or not. To do so, we're going to grab our target audio source. We then want to go audio source get is playing. And what this will do will give us a true and false statement as to whether or not the audio source is currently playing. Then, as we want the inverse of that, we want to grab our bool and we want to put that into a bool unary negation. Now, I don't know the history as to why we call it this, but this node will flip the value to be the inverse of what it is, making the false true and the true false. We just want to grab this bool and put that into the branch node. So now, whenever this branch node is called, it will look at the target audio source and see if it is playing, and then it will do the inverse of that. So if it's playing, it will make it stop, and if it's not playing, it will make it play. Awesome, so now we just need to say when we want this branch node to be called. We can create an event interact node and plug that into the branch node. And so now whenever we click the button, it will play all this logic. Awesome, so now we're going to come back into our scene and we want to click on our button. We then want to come down to our udonBehaviour component and give it our new script. Then I'm going to just change this interact text to say toggle music. I'm then going to come up and grab my audio source and then drag and drop that into the target audio source slot. So now it's time to test this. I'm going to be playtesting this in SignEmu, which allows me to do it inside the inspector. And now that we're in the world, we can see that when I click the button, it plays the music, and when I click it a second time, it turns it off. Brilliant! So, what if we wanted to make this networked? Well, we can come back into our Udon graph, and we want to create a new variable. So I'm going to hit this little plus on the variables tab, and I'm going to create a bool. I'm going to call this bool is playing, and I'm going to hit this little drop down menu and make it a public synced variable. Now we need to change up the script slightly so that this branch node works on whether or not this bool is true or false. I'm going to grab my bool and plug that into the branch node. And then I want to create an event that's going to change the state of the bool. I'm going to call this change state. I want to grab my isPlaying bool and drag it while holding control, and this will create a node that will set the bool. And now I want to put the output of change node into the set node bool, and then I want to grab the unary negation and put that into the value slot. Now I want to grab my bool and drag it into the scene while holding Alt to get an event that gets played whenever this bool changes. Then we want to drag it into the branch node, and so whenever this bool changes, it will run this logic. Coming back to our send change node, we want to make sure that send change is selected, otherwise it won't play for the owner of the object. So now all that's left is to call this event, so I'm going to go udonBehaviour, send custom networked event. I then want to put our interact into it. I want to make sure its target is set to owner, as only the owner is able to change the synced variable. And then for the event name, I just want to select the one that we just made. So now whenever we click this button, it will send a custom networked event to the owner of the object. The owner will now run the custom event. It will look to see the audio source and see that it is playing and do the opposite and set that as the bool value. Then when people see the bool has changed, they will update the play state of the audio source. And now it's time to test this. I'm going to hit compile and then go to my VRChat source and run 2 instances so we can test the networking. And now that we're in the world, we can see when someone clicks the button, it turns it on for everyone else. And if I was to hit it again, it turns it off. Awesome. Now, what if I want to make a different button that changes the music being played? Well, before we do that, as we're dealing with multiple buttons, we want to take the audio source off the current button and put that on its own gameObject. This is mainly for cleanliness, as well as readability, as well as it also means that you can delete all your buttons and not destroy your music player. So we're going to go to the hierarchy and create an empty gameObject. We're going to call this music player. We're then going to go to our old audio source, hit these three little dots and go copy component. We then go back over to our music player, we hit the three little dots on the transform and go paste component as new. Then we want to do the same thing for the VRChat audio source, and now we should have an identical copy on our new music player. Then all that's left is go to our old button and delete the VRChat audio source, and then get rid of the Unity audio source, and you will have to do it in that order. Now we want to go to our Udon script and just give it the new audio source that we just created on the other gameObject. So now it's time to create a button that will change our audio clip. I'm just going to go Ctrl-D to duplicate it to create my new button. And now it's time to create the new script that will go inside this udonBehaviour component. So in the project window, we're going to right click, go create VRChat Udon Graph Program Asset, and I'm going to call this Music Changer. And then I'm going to open up the Udon graph. Now that we've got the Udon graph open, we need to create some variables. I'm going to hit this little plus button and create an audio source, call it target audio source, and then hit the little drop down menu and make it a public variable. I then want to hit the plus again and create an audio clip, and this one I'm going to call music clip, and I'm going to make this one public as well. So now when I come into my graph, I want to go create node audio source set clip. This node will set what clip is being played on the audio source. So we just want to grab our target audio source and put that into the instance, and then put our music clip into the value slot. So now whenever this node is called, it will tell this audio source to play this audio clip. We just want to grab an event interact node and plug that into the set clip node. Awesome, so now we want to come back into our scene and we want to click on our new button. We want to give it our new udonBehaviour script, and then we want to change its interact text to say change music. And now we need to tell it the audio source and the music clip we want it to play. So I'm just going to grab my music player and put that into the target audio source, and then I'm going to grab my new clip and put that into the music clip slot. Awesome, so now it's time to play and test this. So now that we're in the world, we can click on our original button and we can see that it toggles on and off as we expect. And now when we click on our new button and go back to the old button, we can hear that the music has changed. Now, there is a slight problem with this script. If we come and playtest again and we turn on the audio, and then we go to change the audio, we can see that the audio stops playing, and we have to come back to the original button to get it to play again. Now, in one of my test runs, this was even worse, and it wouldn't start playing at all. It seems like it just completely crashed. We need to account for this in our code. However, it's pretty simple. Coming back into our code, the fix for this is to tell our audio source to stop playing, change the clip, and then start playing again. We can go audio source stop, and this will stop the clip from playing. And then we want to plug that into the set clip, and then we want to do another one of audio source play. Now we need to say what audio source it plays, so I'm just going to give it our audio source. So now whenever we click this button, it will stop the audio source, it will change the clip, and then it will make it play again. Now there's a side effect of this, because now whenever we click the button, it will always turn on the audio source, and this might not be ideal for what you're after. In order to account for that, we need to grab our target audio source, and we want to put that into an audio source is playing node. And this will give us a bool of whether or not it is playing or not. We then want to put that into a branch node, and only if it is playing do we want to do our logic. However, if we're not playing, all we need to do is set the clip. So I want to grab that part of the code and duplicate it down, and put the false into that bit of logic. So now whenever we click our button, if it's not playing, it will just set the clip, but if it is playing, it will stop the clip, change the clip, and then get it to play again. Awesome, so now it's time to test this. Now that we're in the world, if we click our button to start playing the music, and we click our new button, we'll see that it changes the music clip and keeps playing. So now that we have both these scripts, what if we wanted to combine the two, so that the button that changes the music also turns it on and off? To do that, I'm going to copy this bit of my script, and then I'm going to go back to my music toggle script and paste it in. Now we have two target audio sources, so I'm just going to delete the one that we imported and replace it with the one from this script. Now looking over our toggle script, the way that we did the networking here unfortunately won't work for the new script, so I'm just going to revert it to the way it was before. And now we need to do a little bit of logic to see what bit of the script we're calling. Now the only time we'd want to change the clip is if the clip on the audio source is not the clip we want to play. To check this, we're going to grab our audio source, then we're going to go audio source get clip to get the audio clip that is currently being played on the audio source. Then we want to grab our music clip, and then we want to check if it is the same as the one on the audio source. To do so, we can go audioClip equals. And this equals node will return a bool that will equal true if they are the same and false if they are not. So we can put that into a branch node, and then we can put the false of the branch node into the logic that changes the audio clip. So now if we put our interact node into the branch node, if the audio clip is different, it will change the audio clip being played. However, if they are the same, it will run off this true statement, and we actually want to plug that into the branch node that's up here. So to explain the script a bit more clearly, I should run through a couple of scenarios. The first scenario is that we're trying to play a new piece of music. So when we hit this interact button, it will go to the branch node, it will look at the audio source, see its clip is different to the clip that we want to play, and so it will equal false. Then it will come down here and stop the audio source, change its clip, and then make it play. So now, what if we hit it a second time? It's been playing the clip that we wanted it to play, but now we want it to stop. When we go to the interact button, it will go to the branch node, it will look at the audio source's clip and see it is the same as the music clip, and so it will equal true. It will then come up to this next branch node and look at the target audio source and see that it is playing and do the inverse of that, and it will come down and tell it to stop. So what happens if we hit this a third time? When the interact event is called, it will go to the branch node, it will see that the target audio source's clip is the same as our music clip, so it will equal true and come up to this next branch node. It will then look at the audio source, see that it's not playing, and flip that to equal true, and then that will tell it to play the audio source. So now we have successfully combined both these scripts. We want to hit compile and then go back into our scene view. I'm going to click on our first button and give it the music clip we want it to change to, and then I'm just going to change this interact text to say music 1. And then I want to select the second button and change this udonBehaviour script to music toggle. I'm then going to change this interact text to be music 2, and then I'm going to make this target audio source the music player. And now we can test this. So now that we're in the world, we can toggle on music 1, and then we hit music 2, it changes to music 2. And if we hit music 2 a second time, we can see it turns off. So now we can turn it on and off, as well as change whatever clip we want it to be. So now, the cool thing about this is that I can click on my button, go Ctrl-D to duplicate it to create a third button. I can give it my new audio clip, and I'm just going to change this interact text to be music 3. And now when I play and test, we have now successfully added a new button with a new audio track. Okay, so what if we wanted to make this networked? Well, unfortunately, because of the way that we've done it, it's going to take a few more nodes than the previous examples. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab everything, and we're going to copy this over to the side, not including the interact node, because you can't have two of them. Now, I want to separate it out for all the possibilities for play and all the possibilities for stop, and we're going to make a custom event play and a custom event stop accordingly. So currently we have three outcomes, the false from the first branch, and then the true and false from the second branch. Now, it's only the false from the second branch that leads to the audio source stopping, so I'm just going to select it and copy it out, and I'm going to create a custom event, and I'm going to call it stop music. So now, whenever this event is called, no matter what happens, it's going to stop the music. And now I want to create a second custom event, and I'm going to call this play music and plug it into where the interact node was before. So now, whenever this event is called, it will check whether or not the audio source clip is the same, and if it is not, it will change the clip. However, if they are the same, it will come up to the second branch, and will check whether or not the audio source is currently playing. If the audio source isn't currently playing, it will tell it to play, but if it is currently playing, it won't tell it to stop. That is important, because we want to play this custom event whenever someone needs to be updated to the current state of the music. And whenever this play node is called, it will restart the audio clip. So let's say you had a latecomer join into your match. When you sync them up, you don't want them to reset the music for everyone in the scene. Instead, it's usually totally fine to have them playing at a different part of the music. So now, with these two events, if we tell it to play, it will always play, and if we tell it to stop, it will always stop. So now we need to call these events. Coming back to the original part of the script, we're going to create an udonBehaviour send custom networked event. Now we want to make sure the target is set to all, and we want to change this event name to play music. I'm just going to duplicate that and bring it to the one below, and this event's going to be stop music. And finally we need to come to the bottom, and this one's going to be play music. So now whenever I click the button, if my audio source is different, it will come down here and hit play and tell everyone to play this event. Then whenever this event plays, if their audio clip is different to mine, it will come over here and change the audio clip and play it. If the audio clip is the same for them but they're not currently playing, it will tell them to play. And if they are already playing this clip, it won't do anything at all. Now, we've been a bit naughty with our coding, and we would get away with it, but currently when you tell the audio source to play, it is then sending the custom networked event, which includes yourself, and then we're doing the logic and the script's going, yeah, I'm already playing, and it just isn't doing anything. But because we're playing this event anyways, there's no need to have this play audio. So we can grab from the branch node and directly plug that into the send custom networked events. And with that, we've made our script just a little bit neater. Okay, so currently this code will work for those in the world, but it won't work for newcomers. So we need to account for that. To start, we're once again going to copy this and duplicate it downwards this time, and we need to do a little bit of logic. So when a new player joins, we want the owner of the audio source to update everyone on the current state of the audio source. I'm going to go create node networking is owner, and this will get us a bool value on the owner of the object. Now the object in question is the audio source, not the current button we're playing, so we want to grab our target audio source, then we want to go audioSource get gameObject, and then we want to plug that into the networking is owner. I'm going to put that bool into a branch node, and we need to say when we want this branch node to be called. So I just want to go an event on player join and plug that into it. So now when someone joins, everyone will check whether or not they are the owner of the object, and if they are, we want to do a couple of checks. So I'm going to grab this truth and I'm going to put this into the branch node. First, we want to check if the audio source's clip is the same as the music clip for this button. If they are the same, this means this was the last button to be pressed. If they are not the same, this means this wasn't the last button to be pressed, and therefore we don't want it to do anything. So I'm going to delete the send custom networked event. Next, we want to check whether or not the audio source is playing, and if it is playing, we want to make sure that everyone knows that it's playing. Now, the code that we borrowed this from was to toggle it. Instead, we're going to grab this is playing and directly plug that into the branch. This is because we want to update everyone to the current state and not a new state. Awesome, so now we have a way of updating the music player for any newcomers that join the scene. However, there is a slight improvement we can make here. If I was to drag away the onPlayerJoin and replace it with a custom event, I'm going to call mine resync music, we now have an event that can be called as, say, like a debug button for anyone that might get desynced while playing. Let's say you're an Oculus Quest user and you take off your headset, you won't receive networked events while you are AFK. So we can account for that for having, say, a resync button. Feel free to look at my video and call in another script to learn about how to do that. Now, the real reason I made this event was because I wanted to create a delay so that when a player joins, it waits a little bit before sending all the networked events. We simply want to put our onPlayerJoined into an udonBehaviour send custom event delay seconds. I'm going to change the event name to be resync music, the event that we just made, and I'm going to change the delay to, let's say, 1 second. Okay, so that was a big bit of scripting, and you can really start to see the Udon graph really struggle with scripts of this size. Hopefully they're able to optimize this more in the future. A feature I'd love to have is so not to compile every single time you create a node, and so if I could do a manual compile, that would be amazing. But currently, if you want to make scripts that are much larger than this, you're going to have to go to another compiler like Udon Sharp, which is the more traditional coding method and is basically the only way to do things like vehicles. But anyways, it's now time to test this. I'm going to hit compile, and then I'm just going to my SDK and run 2 instances so we can test out the networking. And now that we're in the world, we can see that when one person plays, it plays for the other person as well. And this is an amazing concoction of noise. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful for you. Feel free to leave a like on the video if you liked it, leave a comment down below if you've got any questions, and feel free to check out some of my other tutorials that I have on the channel. But until next time, bye!